You compare them to the most vicious, brutal, dangerous confrontation known to man. A Senior Citizens Meat Raffle. It was the monthly highlight in the town of Woollybuck. All the oldies in the town would gather round to try their luck. They'd all get their good gear on after they'd had a tub for the Senior Citizens Meat Raffle at the local bowling club. Now, selling tickets on the door would be Jennifer McCall, while Fred Wilson had his ticket table halfway down the hall. And when the tickets had been sold, they'd draw them one by one. And the winners would shoot off with the meat like shot out of a gun. The first one out might score themselves a great big leg of lamb, while the last one to the table might just get some cold sliced ham. But it all went like clockwork, and it wasn't complicated. Until that fateful night the ticket sellers' books were duplicated. Now, Jenny on the door was selling tickets Diamonds Red, and Diamonds Red were also sold on the table, run by Fred. So when the tickets had been sold for the long-awaited game, for every ticket held, there was another just the same. The first one out was Diamonds Red, number 23. And Agnes Wilson gave a little squeal and said, "That's me." But as she headed out to take the coveted first pick, Bessie Law said, "Bullshit." She grabbed her walking stick. "I've got number 23 and it's a Diamonds Red. You must have read your ticket wrong, you stupid cow," she said. She headed for the table like a V8 battering ram, and 4 hands fastened grimly round the biggest leg of lamb. The language, it was shocking in this dreadful tug of war, as Agnes and Bessie scratched and fought and rolled about the floor. The President was horrified. He did not know what to do, and in confusion drew the next number. "Diamonds Red, 42. Well, Percy Jones yelled out, "You beaut," and headed for the table. But he was quickly overtaken by his next door neighbour, Mabel. She was heading for the tray of steak that he was heading for. And then Bessie Laws's walking stick brought her crashing to the floor. Well, the President totally panicked in the face of all this action. He had to come up with a plan to cause some small distraction. He pulled out the next number. "Diamonds Red, 84. 2 more senior citizens joined the brawl out on the floor. "Diamonds Red and 60, squeaked the President with a panic. And Dawn Brown grabbed her walking frame with a look that was satanic. Jono grabbed his ticket up and headed for the meet, but that walking frame could really move, and it was a dead heat. Dawn yelled out, "It's mine," and waved her ticket in his face. "People like you should be put down. It's really a disgrace." Well, Jono said, "You're wrong or stupid. I really don't care which. But get your fingers off my pickled pork, you stupid woman." Then the meat table tipped over in the middle of the fight, and with steak and chops and senior sits, it was not a pretty sight. The oldies looked at all that meat, you couldn't hold them back. Like crows onto a roadkill, they swooped to the attack. Frida on her electric scooter really came alive. She headed for the fight and put it into 4-wheel drive. She drove over half a dozen, tossed some meat into the rack and burned rubber out the doorway. Didn't once look back. Well, Percy Jones was on the floor and looking pretty crook as Agnes Wilson flogged him with a size 12 frozen chook. Jono's face was bleeding from a flying midi glass, and Bessie Laws's walking stick was sticking up his nostril. The floor was strewn with unrolled roast and tufts of torn out hair, and blood and teeth and sausage mince was flying everywhere. Some mongrel dogs were passing by, and looking for a thrill, they smelt the meat and saw the fight and went in for the kill. Now those oldies, they were no wimps. They put up quite a fight. While those mongrels chewed at bums and snags and everything inside. The President said, bugger me. He regained his calm repose. He trotted to the exit door and got the fire hose. Now, the oldies all recovered from events that fateful night, and the bowling club put up a sign in memory of the fight. But to avoid embarrassment to oldies in the crowd, it doesn't mention names. It simply says, no dogs allowed. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks for doing something like that on me before I got a girl to raffle.